Hello and welcome back with me, Admiral. Joining me back on Star Trek Fleet Command as always. I'm just going to do some swarms in the background whilst I'm talking about this video's hot topic. And this video's hot topic is going to be the summary of the merge server merge, not the merge serve, the server merge that we've had over this last 7 days. And basically what my thoughts about the whole merger was, how the events went, and how everything else went about it. So we're going to talk about the events first. The events, quite frankly, sucked absolute balls, so to say. It was absolutely dreadful. They had the one event which lasted 4 days, which I think the server completed in 2 days, and that was the only event that we had for the entire thing. It was completely terrible, if I must say so myself. I was hoping for a lot more action-packed events, obviously involving the whole server to be able to join in on and participate in, and maybe going to mine stuff, find stuff, go and attack stuff, as obviously as a server. And quite frankly, none of that happened, other than that one event that I showed you on the part 1 video of the server merge. If you haven't checked out part 1 video or part 2, I suggest obviously go back and check them videos out before you get to this one. But yeah, so quite frankly, there was a lot that they could have done to make the merger better overall, because like I say, it was pretty awful in terms of the events. What do I think of the server merge overall? I've got 2 thoughts about it. There's basically contradicting, not really contradicting each other, but sort of on both sides of the equation. And I've got my little doggy trying to get in the room here, trying to find out what's going on. But yeah, there's 2 different sides to the actual server merge itself. You got the one side which I still agree, I'm more inclined to go towards, is trying to get anywhere. At the moment, the swarm system that I'm in is pretty quiet. I'm not entirely sure why. It just seems to be pretty quiet right now. So hopefully things may have died down from maybe that initial surge of, everyone doing the same things and all at the same time. Hopefully that's died down now, and we can then start, being able to grind swarms, being able to mine systems and get your miner on different nodes and stuff like that. But I'm finding it really hard, and to be honest, it is a matter of timing. You sort of just got to be in the right place at the right time, which for me is really hard due to, obviously, I still work during the day, and obviously trying to get on with the game throughout the day to try and just get a mine and stuff is incredibly difficult. So it is quite hard to time things correctly, so to say. On the other hand, though, which is the sort of the contradictory side to that side, to the negative, is at least the server now is bristling with people. It's a lot more active than it was. Everywhere you go, there's ships everywhere doing something. There's always people around, on the server doing things, and that's really, really good to see. I'm really happy and really glad I'm in a incredibly active server as it is now. The only downside to that is, again, what I said before, and due to the nature of that, I imagine there will be people leaving the game because they just don't want to spend the extra time to find nodes, or they don't want to spend the extra time to hit hostiles or do certain things in the game. Which is a bit of a shame, because obviously we don't want anyone to actually leave the game, because obviously that it completely sort of negates the fact of what they've done in the first place, which is to merge 2 depleted servers into one whole server of active players. And then obviously if them players then leave, it just basically makes the game exactly the same way, or the server exactly the same way as it was before, and it starts depleting, and then again you're going to have to then merge again, and then that cycle then just repeats, which is something that's not very good, because then you'll be left with a game population of pretty much nobody in theory, because everyone will just be forced all the active players will be all forced into the one servers, which is obviously not ideal in a grand scale of the game. Obviously, it's ideal for all the active players because it means they can get to do loads of stuff, whether it be PvP or PvE or, you know, base raiding or anything on the lines of that. That type of thing obviously can be done in a more active server, and where players are a little bit sort of lackadaisy, you can obviously hit their bases and take advantage of the extra resources now within your server due to the fact that your player count has now gone up through the roof, and the fact that most players are now all the same, probably plus 25 into the 30s nearly for most players on my server, for example. So the resources available in the server are incredibly high right now if you are wanting to obviously do base raiding or any form of hostile, when I say hostile, I mean PvP hostile hunting. As everyone knows, I'm not inclined to do that myself just because I don't have the time to do it, and I don't really take benefit of seeing someone else in misery, I guess. I don't take benefit of stealing all their resources, knowing how long it takes to get them certain resources and then just stealing it off them. I take no joy in doing that to other players, because that's the only thing that in my head personally, that's the only thing that drives other players from the game. But yeah, just as a side note, so this is completely off topic now. So if you've managed to last this long, then happy days. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and leave any thoughts about server merges or anything else down below. Please let me know what you want to see in the next coming videos as well, which will always also be very, very nice. And I'll get onto very shortly. But as a side note, we had some comments the other day about certain things and certain things happening in the world right now. To be honest, I don't really want to get into it too much because it's not my place to say. However, I would like everyone to refrain from commenting about certain crises in the world right now. Doesn't matter what that crisis is and who it's involving. I would refrain people from commenting about it, talking about it on any of the servers or in the comments, just because I don't want that linked personally to my YouTube channel, because at the end of the day, it's completely out of my league and out of my ballpark. And what's happening is obviously horrendous, but, you know, we're not here to discuss that type of political sort of jargon, because we are, at the end of the day, we are a Star Trek game platform, and we come here to obviously get the relief of playing this game rather than, you know, talk about politics in the world and what's happening in the world. So hopefully you get fun and enjoyment of playing the game and listening along with me and playing the game with me and part of this community. Other than that, hopefully you've had a great day, and I will see you for the next video. Bye bye for now.